Tonight, Donald Trump decided to basically bring back one of the most controversial policies from his first term, from very early in his first term. Tonight, the president announced he's banning travel from 12 countries: Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. He also partially restricted travel from 7 more countries. And all of this is an echo of the travel ban he instituted in his first term, one that sparked understandable nationwide protests and a series of court challenges. This is also exactly the kind of provocative action we have come to expect from Trump when he wants to lash out and change the subject.
Hello good people, welcome once again to another episode on my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing Trump's new travel ban. President Donald Trump announced a new travel ban blocking several countries from entry to the US. The ban will fully restrict nationals from 7 African countries and 12 countries in total worldwide. The proclamation signed does include exceptions for lawful permanent residents, existing visa individuals whose entry serves U.S. national interests. Let's watch the following videos.
We have major breaking news right now. Donald Trump and the Trump administration has officially imposed a travel ban, banning all travel from 12 countries. According to CBS News, here are the 12 countries where travel will be banned to the United States: Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. It will partially restrict travel into the United States from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. This is Trump Travel Ban 3.0. Remember, he had Travel Ban 1.0 in the first administration. Then he had a second one that was more limited. This is a third one that will be imposed immediately. These are full entry bans on nationals from those 12 countries. Once we get more information, I will let you know. Spread the word as always.
Donald Trump signed an executive action banning travel from 12 countries. President Trump today signed a proclamation that bans individuals from 12 countries from entering the United States, reinstating one of the most controversial defining measures of his first term. The countries impacted are Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. There are an additional 7 countries whose nationals face partial travel restrictions: Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. The White House says these are common sense restrictions that will protect America from bad foreign actors. This is not something that should not have been expected. Donald Trump, in his first term in 2017, issued a very similar proclamation, which was dubbed the Muslim ban, banning people based on the regions of the world that they came from, with no actual intel on the country actually being a threat to us. This country, day by day, is becoming more and more aligned with white nationalism, more and more aligned with fascism, more and more aligned with the definition of a dictatorship. Alas, here we are.
Breaking news, the Trump administration just announced a massive travel ban. We were waiting for this for months and now it's official. So, what are the countries included in this travel ban? Expected: Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Congo, Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Most of these countries are because of their instability, they don't have clear vetting when they issue passports for their national, and other security concerns. But there is more. These countries are partially restricted: Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Why are these countries listed as well? Some of these countries have large numbers of overstays. People don't leave. Chad, for example, 49% of its people who come on tourist visas never come back, and so they are restricted. This is going to impact immigrant visas and non-immigrant visas, and potentially green card holders. We are waiting for more details. For now, travel ban is here.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's being suppressed and people are on here talking about it, but I haven't seen a single video, and I've been scrolling on my FYP for at least 30 minutes. I have not seen it. I even switched to my burner. I'm not seeing anybody talking about it. And here is a list of some of the places. And then there are some other places that are going to have some restrictions. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I definitely don't see anybody talking about it.
We have some major news. Donald Trump just signed a travel ban for 12 countries, citing national security concerns. Trump's travel ban that he signed moments ago fully restricts entry of nationals from 12 countries that include Afghanistan, Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. It also partially restricts entry of people from 7 countries, including Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Now, we don't know yet what national security concerns the Trump administration has with people coming from these countries or partially from some of these countries, but this is the 3rd travel ban that Donald Trump has signed as president. He had 2 in his first administration, one that was very broad and had many legal issues, the second which was upheld by the Supreme Court, and now we're here. So we really don't have that much information on why the Trump administration is doing this or what the rationale is here, but when we learn more, I'll make sure to bring it to you guys.
The Trump travel ban is back, and it just came back within the past hour. Trump has banned citizens from Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen from entering America. People from 7 countries will have partial restrictions. Those partially restricted countries are Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. There are exceptions. If you have a green card, you're safe. If you have an existing visa, you're safe. If you serve U.S. national interests, whatever that means, you're safe. Donald Trump made the final call on this decision after the terrorist attack in Boulder, Colorado, although it doesn't really make that much sense because the terrorist in Boulder was from Egypt, and Egypt is not one of the banned countries. Trump was considering the ban beforehand, but Sunday's attack put it into motion faster.
So this is breaking immigration news. So the Trump administration has announced travel bans for 12 countries, including Iran, Afghanistan, Yemen, Somalia, and some others, and partial bans for 7 countries, including Laos, Venezuela, and Cuba. Reasons the Trump administration are announcing for this ban include national security threats, visa overstays. It's hard to vet their passport systems. So, for example, in Afghanistan, the Taliban controls the government. It's really hard for the U.S. to verify the validity of their passports. And also, the Trump administration claims that visa overstays are as high as 29%. However, there are exceptions to the ban. So if you're a green card holder, if you have a valid visa, or if your entry would benefit U.S. interests in some ways, you may be able to still enter the United States. Some people are saying that this ban is discriminatory. Other people are saying that it's common sense security. What do you think?
Breaking news. These are the 12 countries Donald Trump just banned from traveling to the United States. Number 12 is Afghanistan, and I don't think they were traveling here in the first place anyway. Number 11, Burma or Myanmar. I thought it was just Myanmar. I thought Burma was like an old school name. Number 10, Chad. Number 9, Republic of the Congo. Number 8, Equatorial Guinea. Number 7, Eritrea. Number 6, we got Haiti. They're not gonna bring the voodoo curse here from Haiti. I like the Haitians. Number 5, Iran. I also don't think they were traveling here much in the first place. Number 4, Libya. Although we do have some Iranian neighbors that are wonderful. Number 3, Somalia. No pirates coming here anymore. Somalian pirates. Number 2, Sudan. And they said, God, this is so sudden.
Just dropped today, Trump has signed a new travel ban suspending U.S. entry from 19 countries. But there are exceptions and waivers. So if this impacts you or your family, don't panic, get informed, and let's break it down. Now, as of June 9th, 2025, nationals from these 12 countries are facing a full suspension of entry into the United States. These include Afghanistan, Burma or Myanmar, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. The full suspension means that non-immigrants and immigrants from these countries are blocked from coming into the U.S. There are 7 countries that are facing a partial suspension of entry into the US, and that is Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Immigrant visa holders are suspended from coming into the US from these countries, as well as non-immigrant B1, B2 visitor visa holders, and FMJ visas, which are student and exchange visitor visas. For all other non-immigrant visas, consular officers have been asked to shorten the validity period of those visas. Now, the ban does not apply to lawful permanent residents or green card holders, as well as dual nationals that are traveling on a passport from a country that's not designated under the travel ban. It also will not apply to anybody who's been granted refugee status or asylum in the United States, or anybody who's been granted withholding of removal or protection under CAT. Individuals on diplomatic visas are exempt. Immediate relatives of U.S. citizens are also exempt, so if you've petitioned for your spouse, your parent, or a child who's under 21 as a U.S. citizen, this also does not apply to them. However, you do have to have clear and convincing proof of your relationship. Afghan SIV applicants are also exempt. Certain individuals on athlete visas that are traveling to the U.S. for major sporting events, and that includes the World Cup or the Olympics, and adoptees. Now, this travel ban goes into effect on June 9th, 2025 at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you already have a valid visa before that date, the travel ban does not apply to you if you're from one of these countries. Now, let's say you don't fall under the exceptions and you are a person who would otherwise fall under the travel ban. You can, per Trump's proclamation, still request a waiver, and this waiver is a national interest waiver. And you have to basically show that your travel to the United States would advance the U.S. national interest. Some examples could be a medical professional advancing a public health initiative, or a researcher involved in a critical U.S.-based research project, or a family member with compelling reasons to come to the United States and strong ties to the country. Ultimately, it's a discretionary waiver, and it's decided fully on a case-by-case basis. Now, the Trump administration is claiming that this travel ban is needed for national security reasons, and they're using the same section of law that Trump relied on the first time around when he issued his first travel ban. Now, let's be clear, this travel ban will have broad and sweeping impacts, particularly on families and many other communities. Now, there are some narrow exceptions and waivers, like I've already mentioned, which can be lifelines in this situation. So if you or somebody that you care about needs to travel to the United States, it's really important to explore those as an option. Breaking immigration news, Trump is expected to implement a new travel ban next week that could prohibit individuals' entry into the United States from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and other countries. The anticipated ban could impact tens of thousands of Afghans who've already been pre-approved for U.S. resettlement through the Refugee Admissions Program or who hold Special Immigrant Visa Status or SIV. Now, this travel ban is all part of Trump's broader immigration crackdown, and it's similar to the 2017 travel ban that he implemented that was upheld by the Supreme Court of the United States. However, this isn't just a repeat of that travel ban, it actually goes even further. Now, Trump has been laying the groundwork for this travel ban since he entered office. He essentially signed an executive order where he set a 60-day deadline to government agencies to identify countries whose vetting he deemed to be insufficient. And the vetting has to be insufficient to the point where it would warrant partial or full suspension of nationals from those countries into the United States. He's also asked the government identify how many nationals from these countries have entered the U.S. since January 20th, 2021, which was the beginning of Joe Biden's term. And if there's information identified that would support the exclusion or removal of somebody from one of those countries, then it indicates that Homeland Security should take immediate steps to exclude or remove that person. So long and short, the travel ban can not only block entry into the United States, but it could lead to things like revocation of visas, or even lead to deportations of individuals who are already in the U.S. as of January 20th, 2021. Now, there is no travel ban yet, but experts predict Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the countries from the initial travel ban, which include Yemen, Somalia, Iran, Sudan, as well as others. The ban could also exclude people based on ideological reasons. The executive order states that visas could be denied to individuals who quote-unquote bear hostile attitudes towards the United States. It also increases visa scrutiny, so applicants from these countries could face more delays or scrutiny overall in their immigration cases. So how can you prepare and what steps can you take? First, if you're outside the U.S. and you have a visa, travel back to the U.S. as soon as possible before restrictions are put in place. If you're in the US on a visa from a potentially affected country, you should reconsider international travel because there is a possibility that if you do travel, you could be denied re-entry. Also, as you're going forward with your immigration case, expect that visa cases could take longer. Reuters has already reported that consulates are bracing for the fact that there could be longer case processing delays and administrative processing in their cases. Also, if you're on a student visa or work visa, it may be a good idea to consult with an immigration attorney. The new order does grant DHS the power to revoke visas, so it might be good to see what your options are. And if you're from an affected country, including Afghans who are awaiting resettlement, definitely stay up to date with this story. Now, again, there is no ban in effect yet, but Reuters is reporting that it could go into effect next week. Now, this is breaking news, so feel free to share this with anybody who you think might benefit to know about it.
Clearly watching the videos above, we get a clear picture of breaking news that Trump isn't backing down on denying some countries entry into the USA. Trump also went after universities, suspending international student visas and launching an investigation into whether Joe Biden's team used a mechanical signature to pass bills without him. Critics say it's all about distraction and division. Supporters say it's about safety and sovereignty. What do you think? Leave a comment on the comment section below and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you, family. Bye.